Hala, tagtuyot na naman. Masisira na naman ang mga pananim namin ito. Sana may paraan para makasurvive yung mga pananim sa El Nino.
Or maybe, just maybe, there really is a way? Did you know that scientists like us can create an organism with new traits? That's right. We identify you and ourselves as scientists, and we can perform this action through genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is the manipulation of an organism's DNA to alter its characteristic. This process involves being responsible to desired traits, then inserting, deleting, or modifying these genes.
Here are some real-life examples. First, genetically modified salmon by the Aqua Advantage. Second, silkworms producing pure spider silk by the American scientists. Third, spider goats in lieu of the experimentation and study of Adam Rutherford. And lastly, Anopheles gambiae mosquito being injected with hemolymph for malaria.
That is truly mind-blowing, Ash. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think so. Dapat ang isip natin ay para sa bayan.
Kaya naman, #kabataan para sa magsasaka.
Intriguing, right? Are you guys ready to dig deeper about the soil of this? If so, let us learn now what is this genetically modified crop. This is what we call no pain nanim crop because no more pain for the farmers who will consume this kind of proposed genetically modified plants because of the higher survival rate during drought season. These crops help maintain yields during extreme weather events, which will for sure reduce the risk of crop failure and associated financial loss. By minimizing the need for irrigation and other costly inputs, farmers can lower their production costs, making their operations more sustainable. And by that, we can ensure a stable food supply in the market, even during adverse weather conditions, protecting communities from hunger. For this crop, this has 3 extreme traits. What are these? First, we have the water storage capability from the DNA of aloe vera, where their leaves act as reservoir, providing the plant with hydration during periods of drought. Next is having deep roots as they grow, which can be seen from the DNA structure of cactus. And lastly, desiccation tolerance from DNA of a moss. This is the ability of a plant to survive almost complete dehydration. Plants with this trait can enter a state of anhydrobiosis, where their metabolic activity essentially ceases due to low water content.
Impressive traits. But even with that, you may ask us, are there any potential risks for this? As the old sayings say, there is always dark before you meet the light. But then again, we assure you that this darkness or this potential risk won't cause any harm to humans. Yet, we just call this as the minor side effect of such successful products. Here are the potential risks. Firstly is the impact on biodiversity. When these drought-resistant crops are introduced to larger areas, they may outcompete native plant species and any other traditional crops that cannot survive in the large areas or dry areas. And lastly, soil degradation. Some drought-resistant plants may alter soil composition, especially if they use different nutrients. This could lead to soil depletion or require other non-MGO plants to use more water or nutrients. Before we end our discussion, know that even with this kind of injecting beneficial traits from one organism to another, our group believes that there should be limits on modifying of living things. We need to think about ethical considerations like animal welfare, human rights, and environmental impacts. Plus, health risks and unintended consequences need careful planning. That's why strict regulations and public input are also important to navigate these complexities. We also see that as for deciding which traits to modify, our society can truly hold discussions to gather diverse opinions. By relying on scientific research, experiences, and consulting experts, we can make informed choices about what's acceptable to change. Let's go back to saying, where we say that kaya na natin to, malaki na tayo. Still, being a grown-up comes with grown-up decisions as well. That's why we need to think big about our society and make a change that is gonna be beneficial for each and everyone. O paano? Napatunayan ba nating genetic engineering ang tunay na mula sa bayan at para sa bayan? Kaya naman, #kabataan para sa magsasaka.